Time now for our latest in a series of What a Performance interviews. We're looking back at 30 years of the Buxton Festival Fringe. This week I'm talking to former chair Peter Lowe. Peter, former chair, you must have overriding happy memories, do you?
Oh, I think so, yes.
Can you tell us how you first got involved with the Fringe?
Well, I was originally, when the festival started, I was a great supporter of the festival, I still am, and I became vice chairman of the Festival Society, which is now called the Friends of the Festival, which was originally planned to help Malcolm Fraser with publicity, which he wasn't very good at doing that. But it very soon developed into a fundraising organisation, and I cannot stand fundraising. So I thought the Fringe looked rather more fun, so I left the Festival Society and I joined the Fringe. And
I suppose that you didn't look back and you had some successful years.
No, I didn't. What I didn't realise, what lots of people don't realise, is that I hadn't quite fully understood exactly what how the Fringe operated, but I very soon discovered that it's quite a lot of hard work.
And there was hard work that went in before you came along as well, so in a sense, I suppose a lot of it was trying to maintain its success, was it?
Yes, it was trying to build it up and thinking of new ideas and trying to actually, of course, we finished up, as like most organisations, being short of money and trying to think of ways of making more money.
No doubt that's the case at the moment all over the world.
Well, I'm afraid so, yeah.
What do you remember about your times? You were there for quite a few years, am I right in thinking 13 years?
15
years, wow.
Yeah, I was on the Fringe committee for a few years before I became the chair, so all in all my involvement has been with the Fringe for, I suppose, about 25 years now.
Have you got any anecdotes for us then?
Well,
you must have some stories.
With my short-term memory, I could hardly remember anything, but we've had various things. I mean, some of the performances have been marvellous. Some of them have been pretty dire. And we had Jerry Sadowitz, who is become quite famous now. He wasn't very famous when he came to the Fringe. And before his performance, he went round the town putting pink posters on everything. And I mean everything. Bus shelters, telephone boxes, shop windows. And we had a terrible job afterwards because the council wanted us to pay to have all this stuff scraped off, and of course we hadn't got any money anyway, so we had to try and insist that in future people don't do that. But it's very difficult. We can't police what people are doing, in the way of publicity.
No, I suppose you can, and yes, he went on to make a name for himself, didn't he?
Well, he did, actually, yes. It became, and he got his own television program eventually. But it was all in thoroughly bad taste, I think, so it shocked some of the people in Buxton.
Yeah, I can imagine it did. Pink everywhere. So you finished your stint there in 2004, didn't you?
Where are we now? Yes, I think I did, when John Wilson took over. Yes, he did. He's done 4 years, and then Stephanie's just stepped up to take over from him.
Was it a difficult decision to disassociate yourself with the Fringe?
No, absolutely not at all. I mean, actually 15 years is far too long. I think that probably 10 years is about as long as one should do a job like that, because you start to run out of ideas and you become a bit sort of stale. And the difficulty was, at the time when I began to think I ought to stop doing it, there wasn't anybody else who would take it on.
And then, of course, John Wilson came along. And,
well, then he wanted to do it, so that was absolutely marvellous, so we didn't have a problem.
Yeah, and of course Stephanie's doing it now, the first female to take up the role.
Well, absolutely, yes. Not that we're not at all into sort of gender issues on the Fringe.
So it's the big anniversary this year.
Yes.
I suppose it's a good time to look back, isn't it, and celebrate the success of it all.
Yeah, I mean, you don't think that you're going to make 30 years, when you're sort of setting out. You're just really, your horizons are really quite close, and all you're really thinking is, how can we get through this year?